Welcome to Final Fantasy Bestiary. In this episode I will go over some trivia relating to the wolf class monsters from Final Fantasy XII. The first on our list today is also one of the very first monster encounters in the game. The basic wolf can be found in the Dalmasca Ester Sands and Wester Sands. Wolf-like enemies are common throughout the other Final Fantasy games, often being among the first enemy encounters. In mythology, wolves tend to be symbols of natural power and represent the wild. Next up are the hyenas. Hyenas are actually more closely related to cats than they are to dogs and wolves. They share the same suborder as the felines. Although regarded as scavengers, they do more hunting than lions actually do. In folklore, the portrayal of hyenas is generally negative. They are associated with witches, transformed humans, either as were-hyenas or changed humans that have been. They are associated with witches, transformed humans, either as were-hyenas or people who have been changed in retribution for some misdemeanor. Hyenas are often regarded as immoral. In the real world, hyena species can be found from southern Africa all the way up to India. In Ivalice, they can be found in the Giza Plains during both the wet and dry seasons.
Next is the worgen of the Mosphoran High Waste. They roam in packs around the caravan stationed in the Bubbling Vale. Ultimately, the name worgen comes from Norse mythology. The term warg or varg is used to refer to wolves in general, but to Fenrir and his kin in particular. Tolkien brought the term into his works with the wargs used as mounts by the orcs. This was then borrowed by Dungeons & Dragons as wargs. This is by no means the first time Final Fantasy has borrowed creature names from Dungeons & Dragons. The silver lobos of the Fon Coast ingest stones to aid with their digestion. Several animals alive today, as well as herbivorous dinosaurs, also use stones in this way. These stones are called gastroliths. Gastroliths are primarily found in herbivores and aquatic animals. In aquatic animals, they may be used as ballast. That a predatory wolf-like monster would have them is unusual. Perhaps the silver lobos are actually vegetarian. In the snowy canyons of the Paramana Rift lurk the white wolves. They are notable for their white coats, helping them to blend into their surroundings. The in-game bestiary notes that its coloration is for camouflage. In real life, there are several animals such as the Arctic fox, ptarmigans, and snowshoe hares, which have a white winter molt as well. These animals all live in very high latitudes where snow cover persists over winter. The next three wolf-like enemies share a common theme of hell and the underworld. First we have the hellhounds, native to the depths of the Golmore jungle. The term is a catch-all term for supernatural dogs in folklore across the world. Notable common features are black fur, glowing eyes, fiery exteriors, and a foul or sulphurous odour. Some notable hellhounds from across the globe are the Cwn Annwn from a collection of 13th century Welsh tales. This is one of the few ones that is generally regarded as benign. The Cadejo of South Central America are a pair of large hounds that appear at night. One is generally white whilst one is black. The Churchgrim from Scandinavia were guardians of churchyards. Garma from Norse mythology was the blood-scarred hound of the goddess of hell. Last but not least is the famous Cerberus from Greek legend. Cerberus is one of the two wolves that dwell in the Feywood, a region adjacent to the Hellhound's Golmore jungle. Cerberus is well known as the guardian of Hades in Greek mythology. Some say that he was born of the primal monsters Echidna and Typhon. He allows the souls of the dead passage into the underworld, but ferociously pursues any that try to escape. He was finally bested by Heracles in his 12th and final labour. Although we know Cerberus as the three-headed dog, the number of heads in early descriptions can vary, some as many as 50 to 100. Cerberus could also sport snakes and lion features. The unique drop of the Cerberus monster, the Hell's Gate Flame, references the beast's role as the guardian of the underworld. Last on the list for today is the Tartarus, another native of the Feywild and also heralding from Greek mythology. Tartarus can refer to one of the primal chthonic deities who embodies one of the deepest reaches of the underworld. It can refer to either the deity or the place. This area was reserved for the most dire criminals. Some notable inhabitants are Sisyphus, Tantalus, and the Cyclopes. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Type this out.